Afternoon, everybody. It's
Howdy.
live. We got Lee from Smoking Bears. We have Rusty.
From Rusty.
Because he can't remember his channel name. And Keto Mike from Ketorific Journey. And we're gonna tonight. What we're gonna try and do is bring you a all canned good supper.
Yep.
The whole meal. Now, that doesn't mean the seasonings and things like that or anything that you got to do to make it, to add flavor. This is just the food itself.
Yep.
So, Lee, you want to tell us what you're doing on that end? Because you're cooking tonight, right?
Yep. Let me move this camera over and I'll show you a little something. Let me Okay. So I know Swiss cheese is not canned, and my low budget Thousand Island dressing is not.
Yeah, but that's to add flavor.
Yep. So I've got corned beef, which I had in the pantry. I got some sauerkraut. So I'm going to do like a Reuben with spaghetti bread.
I love it.
And then I had some collard greens in the pantry. Okay. Well, you got to have some sort of pork in your collard greens. Smoked ham.
There you go.
And because I needed some other good color.
Oh, yeah.
Squash and onions.
And that's one of my favorite. Margaret Holmes is one of my favorite brands of canned food, canned vegetables. And
so that's going to be my dish. It should be like an open-faced corned beef, kraut, and then cheese and sauce and whatever.
Uh-huh.
The collard greens are going to get griddled, and the squash and vidalia onions are going to get grilled also.
Excellent.
It's a one pan kind of dish.
Wonderful.
So,
righty. Well, on my end, I have Keystone ground beef. I got 2 cans of that, which the ingredients in it are beef and sea salt. That's it.
Nice.
Nothing else. I've had it before, and it's actually really tasty. It's and I'll show you what it comes out looking like. I went ahead and got it out of the can, so it could. It looks like regular ground beef. I mean,
it does.
And it's so that's what I got there. Got some heart palm noodles in a can, spaghetti noodles. Put in canned mushrooms. And I got some tomato sauce that I'm going to add spices to, and I'm going to make a spaghetti.
Ooh. And the noodles are?
Hearts of palm. Absolutely gluten-free, grain-free spaghetti hearts of palm.
Okay. So those are, sometimes I find those at Walmart in the can, and other places I find them in a bag.
This is the place I got. Walmart's where I got these.
Okay.
And I don't know how many. I've got 4 cans of it out and 3 cans of tomato sauce. Got no idea how many it's going to take. I got 2 cans of the beef. I did have an idea of that. So
you can never have too much meat in your spaghetti sauce.
That's it. And I'd rather it be meaty than saucy. So that's my meal. And I got my spices, like, they have flavor, and you got the cheese and all that flavor. And that's, I started to do the viral, what do they call it? It's a viral spaghetti thing where you use.
Hey, our treasure home, welcome.
Yeah, hey Nancy. But it's a viral spaghetti thing, and you bake it. But it calls for cheese, and you put cottage cheese in it, and you put blended cottage cheese, and you mix all that in with the sauce, and that's what that is. But I decided just to make it a regular spaghetti instead.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, are we ready to get fired up?
Absolutely.
All right. I got out the little. We've talked about this before. I don't use it near as much now because we don't do a lot of canned goods. But it's a little strainer that goes on top of your can, which will be perfect for my sauerkraut.
Yep.
Sits on top like so. And then you got to cut the lid off, which I'll do that.
Hey, nothing but love. Thanks for stopping in.
MBL, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
And you cut the top off, put this on, and then you strain. Well, that sounded pretty cool. The ice maker beside us, we got one of those countertop ones.
Oh, yeah.
But
as soon as he turned the can upside down, the water cycled in his ice machine. And I'm sitting here looking, he don't have a bowl under that. And I'm sitting on the floor thinking he just put it in the floor.
Yeah. That's funny.
So we've seen this before, but that's what I'm going to use to strain my veggies.
That's good. I like it. Matt Wood. And we got Honey Badger.
Hey, Badger.
I got. Where's mine at?
What's up, Mad Wood? Yeah, Lee's cooking today, so I'm going to be sitting here reading the comments as best I can.
Here's mine.
Yep, same thing.
Hey, that's nice. That looks familiar.
Yep. So I'm going to get this here thing cooking a little bit so this meat will heat up a little bit.
You know, and I don't have one of them fancy strainers. Here's mine. I take my 4 fingers, put it on top of the can, and let all the juice run out.
There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. So that's for the noodles. I'm going to strain the noodles with it. Although, no, actually I won't. I'm going to use a colander on it because I want to wash them too. All righty. Well, let me get you turned over here. As hot as it is, I didn't want to start the oven up either. So that was another reason why I decided not to do that viral spaghetti.
Yeah, it was feeling so good last week. I really hate that the heat come back on us this week.
Oh, yeah. Somebody definitely turned on the heater.
They kept saying it was a false fall. I was like, I don't care what you call it. It was wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't usually get fall, really.
Yeah.
We go straight. We maybe 2 weeks of fall, and then the rest of it is winter. And
yeah, we usually hit winter about January.
Yep. You got like 5 summers though.
You know, whenever I was in the Army, I chose January for basic training. I did basic in Fort Jackson in Columbia, South Carolina.
There you go.
And so I chose January because, hey, I didn't want to be out there in the friggin' 125-degree heat in the summertime for basic.
I hear
so
that.
I chose January, and I'll be darned, we still didn't have friggin' 90-degree days in January.
Yeah, that's the South. That is the South. Now, this is garlic that I'm trying to open without making a mess.
That's garlic.
Huh?
That's garlic.
Yep, garlic. Which is...
You know, I got me this nice fancy little garlic press, and I've had that thing for probably 6 months now, and I've never used it because all I have is my garlic in the jar. I don't have to buy garlic cloves.
Yeah, they go bad fast. This doesn't go bad fast at all.
Right.
It's like the date on it is... It's got over a year-long date on it.
Well, so with the garlic cloves, I buy the big 2-pound bag from Sam's Club. and I throw it in the freezer.
Uh-huh.
Squeeze out the air, and I seal it up, and I put it in the freezer. And then whenever I need clothes, I just open that up, and it's lasted a long time.
Yeah. That's what Tom Hardy does too.
Hello, Mattisfaction. Thanks for stopping in.
How you doing? All righty, get some of this stirred around and see what I can put in here next.
All right. There's like absolutely no juice in this crap. So I'm just opening up my cans, getting it ready. Temperature's just about there, so I can go ahead and get started putting some of my collard greens. See those?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get the tomato sauce in there. And I'm doing this all in one pot as long as that'll fit.
Now, growing up, did you used to do spaghetti in one pot, or did you have noodles separate from the sauce?
Noodles separate.
We always had it mixed together.
Yep, growing up, it was always mixed together.
Well, we would mix it after it was cooked, but it was just to put enough in there where it wouldn't what's the word I'm looking for? It wouldn't stick. The noodles would keep them to keep from sticking. It was after they had already cooked though.
So we would always boil the noodles, strain them, add the sauce, and then you heat up just a little bit more, and then you was ready to go.
Yeah, we always boil the noodles in one pot, and a skillet next to it, we ground the beef and added the onions and the garlic and the sauce and tomatoes and everything. And after we drained the noodles, we just took the skillet and just dumped the whole thing into the big pan of noodles and just mixed it all up.
My canned smoked ham going down.
Yep. Okay, I think 2 cans of the sauce is all I need.
1 for each can of beef.
That's right. I had 3 just in case, but I didn't think it would work. Now let's see if I can't season this bad boy up a little more. I want to pour some Italian on it.
Boy, seeing that pile of collard greens bring back some memories for us.
Oh yeah.
This is Italian from Not For Nothing Homestead. Yeah. Now, I don't know about y'all, but spaghetti, the second or third day after, is always the best.
Man, I get up in the morning and for breakfast I have cold spaghetti sandwiches.
Yep.
I remember my kids, we done a video on it a long time ago. They were watching that show iCarly.
That spaghetti tacos.
And they had spaghetti tacos, and the kids were like, "Yeah, let's do that." And I was like, "Sure." And they're like, "Really?" And they were kind of like, "Yeah, right, whatever." And I was like, "No, we can do it."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, leftover spaghetti put into a taco shell.
Yeah.
Oh, oh goodness, is all I got.
I say yes.
I put mine in a piece of bread, fold it up, and eat it. Spaghetti sandwich.
This is that squash and onion. Trying to keep some of the juice up here that I didn't get bleached out. We'll put it up here towards our colder spot.
Yeah, I've never seen squash and onions in a can before. Yeah, I've never looked for it, but
yeah, I was looking and I was like, I could do green beans. That's keto. I want it different,
Yep. Green beans is definitely keto. Some folks say it's not. I say wrong. It is.
Technically, I did some research, and technically, The bean is not, but the green part, the shell, is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it is, but it isn't. Whatever. I still like the if it's green, it's free.
Yep. Let me put a little pepper in here.
And that's kind of how I do it. If it's green, it's free. Eat as much of it as you want.
Yep. I fully agree with that. Now let's see. Get this stirred up.
Okay.
I try to follow the Justin Wilson method of cooking. Once you put something in, stir it up. Then put something else in.
Keto Simple says, my granddaughter's been watching iCarly, and she hasn't asked for the spaghetti tacos yet.
Oh, just wait. And when she does, try it. I recommend the flour tortillas, but that's because that's what I like. But if you use the flour tortillas, your texture is going to be off because it's too mushy. So if you do a oven baked sketty, so your second day noodles, you throw them in a casserole dish, top it with a lot of cheese, and bake it.
Yep.
30 minutes, 350. Then you take that, because then you got a little crunch in the noodles, and put it in your soft tacos. Fantastic. Otherwise, I recommend a hard shell taco, and yes, delish. So this corned beef has a key on it, and it's already pre-bent. So you just spin.
Yep, haven't seen cans with keys in a while.
Yeah.
Corned beef's about the only thing you find now that's that way.
I remember finding the keys that were stuck to the top of the can. You had to pop it off the top and then stick it on a little tab and wind it.
Yeah, I think I have to pull it off and stick it on this way. And then turn.
Yep, that should be it.
There it goes. There it goes. You see it? See it broke free right there? Oh. But I'll tell you what, if you need to watch the prices of corned beef. I saw, because I had this already, I was just kind of like looking through the canned aisle.
Uh-huh.
A can, it wasn't at Walmart, it was a regular Libby's or whatever.
Uh-huh.
$7.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, for a canned item. Now see, look, I screwed up. I got my key twisted and it's all messed up right there.
Oh, yeah.
Madwood just said he went to the doctor today and found out he has skin cancer in his right ear.
Oh, no. If you just found that out, then you don't know any treatment yet. Oh, man. I feel for you, brother.
Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
Really sorry to hear that.
It's in the ear, so the worst that's going to happen is they're going to cut your ear off. But, I mean, that's not what you want to hear. As long as it hasn't metastasized, you should, which is a whole nother issue. That's what I had, was mine metastasized. And what's that mean? Is it moved?
Yep. It spreaded.
I feel for you, brother. Need any questions, man? Have questions or whatever? Reach out. Because you're not alone, man.
Yeah.
One of the things that a cancer diagnosis can do is make you feel like you're alone.
Yeah. That is true.
And it will. I mean, you're gonna start wearing a bucket hat and sunscreen and stuff if you did it before. You will now. Which
That
is
is
I never did, so I do now.
Yeah. That is good sauce right there.
What'd you doctor it up with?
I put in garlic powder. I put in salt, pepper, Italian which is Italian seasoning from Not For Nothing Homestead, and I put in garlic. And that ought to be enough, I think.
Now this corned beef wants to fall apart, so I'm hoping I can keep it together.
Oh, I did add minced onions, dried minced onions.
Okay.
Now time to drain this and see how many of these noodles I want.
I remember when I was a kid, I was working at McDonald's, and one of my jobs was to sit there with the bags of dehydrated onions and rehydrate them so they can use them on their burgers. And whenever I saw that that's how they were done, I never wanted my mama to use the onion flakes before the dehydrated onions because I had to work with them all the time. I always wanted the fresh onions.
Well, yeah, rehydrating an onion is not hard.
No, it's not. But whenever I was young, I didn't even think about it. To me, it just looked like it was nasty. And I use it all the time now. I just remember opening up the pack of dehydrated onions, having to put them in water, and then had a little colander to run it through to get the water drained out, and I just thought that was nasty. It's like, why can't you just cut up onions?
Cheap.
Oh yeah, I mean we had regular onions for like the quarter pounder with cheese and stuff. So why don't we just use those onions? Or we've already got them. We don't need to buy more.
That's probably why the quarter pounder costs more. Now I'm here to tell you, if you want to have a McDonald's burger, but you don't want all the other stuff that goes with it, you can go in there and order just the patty from the a la carte menu and pay for it. I did that one day and I got 6 quarter-pound burgers for 12 something. Which it wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad price. Then if you get them if you got the app, you just get them to scan it when you order. They'll give you you can tell it to give a barcode. Then you can order it on the app from then on. Instead of going in, and you can pick it up at the drive-thru.
Huh.
But that's a quick way right there. Like say you want hamburgers and you did not cook them. You didn't have meat out or something like that. It gives you some way of having hamburgers without doing that.
Stephen and Jacqueline.
What's up, Steven?
Hey, Stephen.
We're trying to cook up a little something, brother. My collards are about heated. All we're doing is heating things all the way through, so start pulling these collards off.
I prefer my spaghetti to be angel hair pasta, but I couldn't find angel hair in the can like that. Just a
Right.
regular noodle.
Now, what brand name is that? I didn't see.
It is absolutely brand.
Okay, so that's a different brand than what I've seen.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen the Palmini actual brand.
Right.
That didn't sound right. The actual Palmini's the name brand that I've seen.
Uh-huh.
If they had that so thin it could be angel hair pasta, it probably wouldn't be strong enough to stay together. It'd probably just disintegrate.
It could be.
So it stays together. You have to. You can't overcook them. If you overcook them, then they'll fall apart.
Yep. But you want to cook them. It's a fine line. You want to cook them so they're not crunchy anymore. So you got a fine line there that you can't cross.
This corned beef may not work. We may end up with a chopped kraut mixture.
Oh, that's all right. That'll work.
Yep, that's what I'm going to go with because it doesn't want to stay together. So
Hey, you're only as good as what your materials, how well they cooperate.
well, you know, I just said, hey, I've got this, and I don't use canned corned beef that often,
Right.
but I got it because it was not $7 when I found it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna add some sauerkraut to it now.
And it was out of a can.
Yeah,
Kind of hard to this.
I couldn't believe that the cost of, and like you'll go in like 2 weeks later and it'll be $3. The exact same cans, they were there for $7.
Yep. Well, you know, that's why you trying something different, and you learn on the fly with it.
Well, Rusty was talking about doing a hash last week, so a corned beef hash. So we're kind of doing that, but it'll be a Reuben hash.
Yeah.
If I made those chopples, then it would be a Reuben hash.
Which for your hash, you could do if you want to do an all canned one, use those canned potatoes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what he had said, and I was like, yeah. But that's a slippery slope, my friend. That's one can of taters turns into baked potatoes.
Yep.
Which turns into,
Right.
fat guy going nuts.
Yeah.
Because then it says that's a gateway back to French fries.
Yep. And tater tots.
Yeah. And I haven't heard enough when they make tater tots and French fries here. When the wife and the kids do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I believe these are done. So let's set this off to the side. Okay. We're really just reheating now.
Yeah.
Get off my hot zone. So anybody who has one of these knows this is your hot zone right here. Up here is your cool zone. So, when things are getting a little done and they need a little cool zone, that's where you put it up front. Over here is like your main cooking. I mean, it's like good temperature right there. I don't know if anybody has one of these and messes with it or is looking at getting one, but just what I noticed.
Yep. I think Brian, the bearded Italian, I think he has an electric one too.
Yeah. And Scotty's got one. We know Scotty's backyard barbecue.
That's right.
He loves his. He cooks on it every weekend, he said. Okay. So,
Let that cook a little bit. I think I'll do one more can of pasta.
Man, that's looking good. That's a big pot of love right there. Mm-hmm. Cheers, everybody, if I missed you. Dustin, what's going on? So what other keto challenges have you found with all canned goods?
Getting I don't care for the canned goods. What you call it? Asparagus.
Yeah.
That's kind of rough. But that's the biggest thing, finding something that will at least hold up and be something that you can use. Because I'm telling you, that canned goods stuff is, some of it is great. Like squash is great out of a can. That Margaret Holmes.
Yeah.
Got some great squash. She's also, you can also, I think it's her that has the cabbage, the canned cabbage. And that's pretty damn good too.
I did not think about canned cabbage. Because I had the collard greens, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be great."
Well, you've already got cabbage in the form of with the sauerkraut.
Well, yeah, but I meant like just like sliced and diced cabbage.
Yeah. All righty. So now this, when you open this beef, if you ever try it, I got this at Ingles. It's what is it? Keystone is the brand. And this can right here was $9, I think it was.
Wow.
It's almost it's 28 ounces. So it was 2 pounds before it was cooked, probably. And that's not bad.
Okay, I see that now. I'm thinking like a 15-ounce can or something. I was like, wow.
Yeah, this is so it's not a bad alternative, and it's got the fat still in it, so you can make it with as much fat as you want in it. So
Okay.
Because it's just the fat that was rendered from the beef.
Okay. So a question then for the chat is, anybody do canned goods while on keto? You know, and what have you found that you like, or what challenges have you found?
Sent 1,000 in. Hey, thanks for joining.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Face the Ace says, howdy, guys.
Rock on, fellas.
Absolutely. Canned vegetables are really hard on keto. There's you're really limited. You got to really look at the sauce, because like this sauce here, it's 5 grams of carbs, 1 dietary fiber, 3 sugars, but there's no added sugar.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. That's the way you want it to be, if you can. And you look at like if you were to try and do a canned sauce, you're looking at 11 or so grams of sugar, or carbs rather, and almost a lot of that is sugar.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that you can do with canned vegetables to reduce the sodium, I mean, I don't know how much, is rinse them. Dump them into a colander and rinse the crap out of them.
Yep.
I know I do that when I make chili. I use kidney beans, and yeah, that's not a keto day. But I rinse the beans super well, so they don't have any foam on them.
Right.
And then put them in. The flavor changes so much. And I've done that with like canned green beans, canned peas and carrots, with a lot of success. The one thing that I love, absolutely love, is red beets. But those aren't keto, so I was going to get a can, and I was like, and I was like, no. Here's my challenge. So.
Well, I just, man, you can have the beets. I can't. I had to eat them growing up, and I hated every bite of it.
Oh, I love them. The problem was though is we would get like the big family size can, and I would eat the whole can. I mean, no problems. But then the next day, I was peeing red or purple, and I was like, "Oh crap, what's going on?" Like thinking something's really messed up, and then I'm like, "Oh wait, you had beets."
Yeah. Yep. It's like having greens the next day, but it's the different way out.
Yeah.
All right, this is coming along great.
Yep, this is mine's pretty much done.
I just gotta let this cook and meld together, and it'll be done.
Yep. Rusty doesn't want any. He wants sauce, but he doesn't want any cheese. So I'm gonna split his off here.
Yeah, I don't like Swiss cheese at all.
Man, I love Swiss. You like provolone?
I can eat it. I don't ever buy it. Whenever I'm making like my cheesesteaks or making anything, that would use a provolone, I use a Munster or I'll use Pepper Jack.
So a different kind of white cheese here.
I like white American also. I just don't like the taste of Swiss at all.
Because a Reuben with provolone works. It's not classic, but it works.
Right. That was my fault. I didn't think about Rusty's particular grade school taste buds.
Yeah.
I was thinking, hey, this is going to be really good.
Oh, I'm sure it is. You got a slice of American? Throw that in there.
I think I have regular cheddar.
Now I got my fancy lid. How y'all like my fancy lid?
I see that.
Ooh.
Now, why is it that the when you're cooking like the spaghetti sauce or making a sauce that has tomato base in it, it wants to, bubble and spew it out even though it ain't hot? What is it about that makes it do it? Nothing else that I know of does that.
It's the viscosity of your sauce. It's so thick. The air bubbles coming up from the bottom have to release somewhere, and it just pushes the thick stuff apart. And whenever the air bubble comes out, it just makes a big splash.
Kind of like the Swamp Thing. You remember the Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Tar Monster from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Tar Monster?
I do, yeah.
I'm going to pull this one here off. How's that for a plate?
Let's see. Oh, you're plating. Oh, wow.
I kind of was running out of room over here.
I love it. Once I let this cook a little bit, it'll be fine on my end. And I'll bring the missus up here to have a Go at it.
See if I can get this without
This is
knocking.
Vanderbilt. All right.
All right.
This stuff is easy cleanup because it's just one pan.
Yeah, I unload the dishwasher so I can go straight to the dishwasher with this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So that plate is dishwasher friendly?
What, the griddle?
Yeah.
No. I'll wash it here in just a minute.
Okay.
I'll show you how I wash it. It's pretty simple.
Wet bag might just do it. I mean, and run it on it when it's hot.
Well, what I do is I just put water on it.
Uh-huh.
They've since moved my water jug. But I'll just take a little bit of water. That's paper towel. And it gets hot, so you gotta use your tongs. Because that dude gets hot.
Yeah. I
You
believe
might do it a couple times, but it's okay.
that's easy enough right there.
That was the appeal for me, was how easy it was. I thought the kids would really enjoy it.
Yep.
And my oldest daughter actually really enjoyed it, so I gave her the first one that I had. So then I bought a second one, and that's what we're using now.
All right.
And Tay moved into an apartment, and I thought, well, hey, if you want this, you can have it. She's like, no. I've got the cast iron, I'm good. And I was like, all right then.
There you go. Okay.
So she was one that really liked the cast iron better, which
Yeah.
too, but I was thinking more for the ease.
Yep.
So like this is a 2-ounce thing. I only used about an ounce.
Yeah.
There's about another ½ ounce. And you're just steam cleaning.
Yeah.
And it's not drowning it, but it's getting everything off of it.
And you don't have to
Well, you can use soap or water or soap because, like cast iron, this is still 300 degrees. So anything that would still be like bacteria, bad stuff, is getting burned off.
Right.
So now that we've cleaned everything off, I can shut it down. And that's it.
Look at that.
And then I like to come back after I cut it down and just give it another wipe down.
Yep.
I've got the grease tray in back, so I'll clean that later.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's super easy.
Man.
And one thing that I found with this non-stick, the ceramic thing, is if you use spray oils, the aerosol propellant thing in it is what will actually deteriorate your ceramic or your non-stick skillets.
Okay.
So you're advised not to use those for that reason, that it'll deteriorate your non-stick skillets. And if I need anything, I use bacon grease, but on this surface, I don't put anything down.
Yeah.
Even the brand, like the first pancake comes out good.
That's a wonderful way.
And so the only fat that I use is whatever comes out of whatever I'm cooking.
Let's see. Scent 1000 said, I have seen people use a tablespoon of salt with oil to clean their cast iron with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that a lot. And
with the cast iron you would, but you wouldn't do that with this surface.
And he says you wouldn't do it on the ceramic though.
Yeah, not the ceramic one.
Yep. But it was one of those things as I was learning this griddle, and a lot of the people having problems with, they're using spray oil or they're running it at high temperatures like 475, 500 all the time.
Yep.
And I mean, if you have any gadget and you run it 100%, like all out all the time, it's gonna get tore up.
Yep, that's a fact.
So.
Oh yeah, this is coming together nicely. This has got such a great smell. This is about ready to have a taste test, I think.
Okay. Well,
and all done on the stove top.
And all of it out of a can.
Yep, one pan and everything out of a can except of course the spices. And it's spaghetti. You spice it the way you want to.
Right. And a lot of times, I mean, it depends on what I'm looking for, whether I even spice it at all.
Exactly.
Now, the second day, I'll spice it.
Yep.
Like I'll add more cheese, put it in the oven, bake it or whatever,
Yep.
and then add like my Cajun seasoning to it.
See, this was just tomato sauce, no seasoning in it, so I had to do something with it. So I'm gonna go get the missus and see if she'll come have a taste test. I'm gonna put some on a plate for her.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cut this. Oops. We don't need. Let's go to this one. Whoop. No. We should be able to not kick the air. And then nope. Let me see. I don't know. It's cooling down. I forget how to change it to where he's not on. I forget how to change.
There we go.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Whoop! Don't want that. We want Mikey over here. Are you ready?
Do this now.
All right. Well, I'll have him scoot over and I'll get a chair.
Be right back.
I don't know how to cut his feed off on his camera without kicking him out, and he's streaming to his channel. So, but all right. Well, what do you think, Rusty? How does it look?
It looks like it came out of a can.
This is, I mean, it does look kind of like cat food. kind of your. There's no real seasoning, just other than what was in there and then the griddle flavor. Oh, the collards are good. I do need black pepper. You need salt?
Yep. Yeah, pepper.
So what you think, Rusty?
That squash and onion, that squash tastes really, really good.
You'd never know it came out of a can.
No.
So we're just adding salt and pepper because it's always to taste.
Yep, I agree.
And I'm surprised that I'm like, I need salt, being that it was in a can. But
Yeah.
the greens definitely needed a little bit.
Yeah.
Fruits and vegetables are hard on a diet. Yes, they are. Especially if you're trying to do keto. There's the only fruit that's keto is like berries, and if you find canned berries, they're like pie filling.
So here's the missus giving a try.
Oh.
I got to cool it off first.
All right, hold on, ma'am. We made you big. There she is.
Uh,
Ooh, it's hot. Hot.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on Taste Mike's Meal.
that's it.
It's hot. Sorry.
Now, that squash is good. Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah. And there she goes.
Oh, I like it.
It's a hit.
I love it. I want some more of it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
There's your plate.
And you're not just saying that because he's not going anywhere, right?
No, she'll tell you the truth.
I will definitely tell him.
She will be brutally honest.
There's only been a couple of times where I didn't.
Yeah, she'll look at us like, well, you know.
Well, he hasn't said anything, so that means it's good.
He's too busy eating. His mama told him not to talk
I've already finished off the squash. The squash is the best thing on the plate.
What did you think of the? I'm getting ready to try the sauerkraut stuff. It does taste like a Reuben fell apart. Yeah, it's like when your Reuben falls apart and you scraping it up.
He used canned corned beef to make a Reuben.
Oh, I want to try that. Can you send some of that over here?
Here,
Something for me to taste?
We'll swap.
open up.
That looks good.
Yum.
Yummy.
I love a good Reuben.
Yeah, we hadn't had those in a long time.
Ooh. I don't recommend going to the store and buying the corned beef right now. It's $7 a can.
Is it really?
Fortunately, I have some in the cabinet.
Yeah, that Libby's was $7.
Wow.
Man. Nice glass of unsweet tea.
I'm taking this with me. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Tell Bill if he wants to come get some, he can. All righty.
I think this came together pretty well.
Not bad at all. Come home from work,
How great.
have a meal together for the family out of a can.
Yeah, and it was only about 40 minutes. Not even.
Yeah. So
Well, like Tom's Food Factory mentioned, you could do a chili or something like that, but it was just one of those. We got a whole meal this way.
exactly.
Yep, we did.
I started to do green beans with it, but I thought that I'd just tell folks you could put green beans with it.
Yeah. Well, with the sketty, it's hard to have a side dish.
Right.
Right.
You do a side salad or something like that, but
Right. Because you want your plate to just be sketty usually.
and I looked twice. They do not have canned cauliflower.
Well, that's not good. That is not good.
Yeah, I looked and looked and looked. So
You need to go to Amazon and put that in the search bar.
Canned.
it might be on Amazon, but it was not at my local grocery store.
Let me make Bill a plate.
I am pleasantly impressed with myself.
Yeah, nice job.
Again, he likes it. He likes it.
How much do you want, Bill? Good. That's good.
Well,
He can't see your fingers. He just sees the tips of them. I got my brother-in-law right here, Bill. Come on in a little further.
well, hey, brother-in-law Bill,
Hey, how's it going, Lee?
how are you doing?
We're doing okay.
Good.
Now tell us how good it is.
Go.
Yeah, give it a try. It's a little hot. You good with that? Oh, 2 thumbs up.
All right.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow, going to Tybee Island.
Oh, okay.
A funny story about Tybee. My daughter just got back. She went, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. One of her friends had her bachelorette party, and they all traveled down to Tybee for that.
Uh-huh.
And they were leaving a club, and there was another bridal party there. And one of the actually it was the bride's sister was only 20 years old, and so they wouldn't even let her in the club. Now, she knew she couldn't drink, but they wouldn't even let her in the club.
Huh.
And so everybody else in the bridal party went in, and then they left her out. So
That's not good.
no, and so my daughter and her friends, they were talking to her. They said, "Well, heck, you can hang out with us." And so they all hung out together. And then all the other bridal party, they got messed up and drunk. They come out and starting all kinds of trouble. And then all of a sudden, there was a fight ensued. The police were called. A hospital trip entailed. And now there's a court date, and my daughter and all of her friends have to go back down there because the other girl is the two that started the fight are being sued.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and they were just going out having a good time.
Honey Badger, oh, you got it up there.
Yep. That's a great point, James.
It is a great point. But you know what? Even if it's pickled, that technically that's canning.
Yes. But I was debating because we had that. We tried the was it Gardena, whatever.
Yeah.
Giardina, whatever. We didn't like it. So I was like, let me just keep on walking. And then I was like, how specific are we going to get with canned and jarred, so.
Well, jarred, like that pickling, you're canning it, basically.
Right.
And you could do that homemade, but I'll go along with that being canned, that you got canned goods.
Yep. But I was just going with canned as like 10 cans.
Yeah, you wanted for the sake of this video and all. Yeah, I get it. And I have done the same thing.
Yep.
But
if I was in my grandma's root cellar and she said go down and she says give me a can of green beans, I open up her cellar. It's a mason jar of green beans. There ain't no can down there.
That's it.
Well, I'm kind of doing a mukbang right here. You done ate all yours. Not a fan of the hash.
So
You're gonna laugh, but I don't eat corned beef. But I wouldn't have even tried it if it had melted Swiss cheese on it.
Yeah.
best pickled cauliflower was in the
Elastic Garden Hot Garden Mix. Okay.
all right.
Making it
Oh,
I'll check
what are
that
you
out.
talking about it if we can't get it?
Well, so when I do, those jarred, they're the pickled Vidalia onions.
Yeah,
I love those things. I could eat them with just a spoon.
me too.
Well, a fork, but then you save the juice and you pour it into a Pyrex and you heat it up for 3 minutes. You get it boiling and you heat it up in the microwave for 3 minutes, and then you stuff the jar with more pickles or onions.
Mm-hmm.
Pour that on top.
Reuse the brine?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I wonder if that would work with cauliflower.
Bet it would. I don't think it's brine. I don't think you would have to even heat it up.
But whenever I make my pickled onions, I got to heat it up before I put it in the jar.
That way it starts to soften the vegetable.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't cook them, but it gets them softer so they can soak in the brine.
Yeah.
At least that's how the refrigerator pickles that I learned how to do was. It was like you set the lid on top. You don't seal it. You just set the lid on top until it hits room temperature. Then you seal it and you flip it upside down and put it in the refrigerator for 2 days.
See, I like a crispy pickle. So I don't heat it up. I just put it in there and let it go that way sometimes. Because it gives a crispier pickle.
Huh.
Well, we have right at an hour now.
Well, that was under an hour cooked, so
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm good. Hey, we bill it as an hour or less.
well, yep, that was great. And hopefully we kept it under budget
Yep,
or in a budget.
yep. And I could have got away with 1 can, but I wanted to have some leftovers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that Keystone corned beef stuff. I've
Like I
seen
said,
it. I just was like, yeah, I don't know. I just had vegan Spam out of a can, and it was.
Yeah. And when I hear Keystone, hamburger's not what comes to mind.
Yeah,
True.
it's liquid.
Yeah. That reminds me of my childhood when Dad was drinking, and he would have him and his buddy would be sitting there, and I was a toddler, man, and I'd run up and they'd give me a little sip. Basically, I'd touch my lips on the edge of the can to make it seem like I was tasting it, you know. But then they said, "Well, we created a problem." Who would know several years later?
Take care, honey badger. You know,
How you doing, James?
yeah. They've got ground beef. They've got regular beef, you know, like roast beef. They've got pork, like shredded pork, shredded chicken, shredded turkey. That's what I've seen at Ingles, 5 different things.
I'll have to look. I've seen it, but I'd only seen like one video where a guy tried all of them. But I wasn't like, oh.
Well, I got a video over here where I did the ground beef before, and it was really good. And I made sloppy joes with it. So, what's up? You done muted yourself.
Ambulance went by.
It's all right. Let it bark. Let him bark. Howl. That's the brilliance of live cooking.
Yeah, I heard the ambulance and I was like, I'm gonna get ready to mute this because.
Yeah, but using that canned beef, that'd be an easy way to make taco meat too for taco night.
Exactly. You can't beat it. And like I said, just train it. I mean, it's cooked.
There's a lot of channels that I watch that do homesteading and canning, and they can corned beef, they can chicken, they can all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And it's fascinating to me, but I just haven't done it.
I haven't done it either because I don't trust myself on it.
Yeah.
Because you do that wrong and you are in deep doo-doo.
Yep. You get sick and more than just the squirts.
Yep. We're talking hospitals.
Yeah. All right. So our next adventure on our list is either, well, we talked about the shepherd's pie or cottage pie, but that's going to be more than an hour.
Yeah, most likely.
So we'll have to set up a hashtag video.
Okay.
Collab. We'll set up a collab.
All right, that works.
I'll work on that. Try to work on that and win.
Okay.
So then the only other thing is fresh veggies and stuff.
So what is the stuff?
That's what we didn't get. Is Charlie in here? Because I think that was his idea.
It was. Where is he? I don't think he's in here.
So I mean, we do fresh veggies kind of anyway, but we can do. I don't know.
Let's see. Fresh
What do you
veggies.
think?
Fresh veggies.
I'm trying to think of what stuff could be.
Oh, I got one. You ever had egg roll in a bowl?
Oh yeah.
That's one with fresh veggies, and you could use sausage, whatever meat you want.
Yeah.
And then there's let's see. I'm drawing a blank on what else. I'll have to work on that. But we could try to make that and figure out what else we could do.
Okay. So let's do something with. We got to do fresh. Let's narrow the veggies down to zucchini and squash, yellow squash.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Something was zucchini and yellow squash.
Okay.
How's that?
That works. I like it.
And make it an appetizer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me write it down because I'm going to forget.
Appetizers with fresh yellow squash and zucchini. All right.
Yep. Let me write that down because I'm going to forget. So that's going to qualify as our fresh veggies and stuff.
Yep.
Will be zucchini, yellow squash, appetizer. Yeah.
That'll work. I like it.
Do we want one or two ways? Just one?
Let's go two.
2 ways.
Make one with the zucchini and one with the squash.
Squash. Yeah.
Or both of them with both.
Both. Yeah. Your choice.
Okay.
Yeah, your choice.
So we could do it like the end of summer veggies.
Yeah.
End of summer veggies appetizer.
I love it.
Sweet. And then if anybody's got anything else where they'd like us to see,
They'd like us to see.
well, yeah, then we can do it. Or would like us to try to do
So they can see.
so they can see.
Right.
Yep. That will work. I like it.
Yeah.
Excellent. We got a plan.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's get out of here.
All righty.
So
Thanks,
we've been, huh?
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
And remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome.
Be
Have a great week, guys.
Y'all be safe.
Yep.